Hi class, welcome to BUSN 160, the phone skills class that we're going to be taking over the next 5 weeks. I'm Stacy Nelson and I will be the instructor for this course. I wanted to just make this short video recording for you so that I can give you some pointers on how to get started in the class and also let you know how to use the Laulima tools that we'll be using in the class, as well as the online quizzes that you will be required to take. Okay, so if you are familiar with Laulima, then this will be review, but if you have not used Laulima before, what you want to do is you want to come to the Kauai Community College website, and then up in the upper right hand corner you want to go to Laulima, and then you can click on that. That will bring you to the sign-on page, and up in the upper right hand corner you can enter your user ID and password, and then just click on login. Okay, and then over here this brings you to your Laulima homepage, and up along the top you should have a tab for the different classes that you're taking. Now right now I don't see a tab for BUSN 160. And that's because I have more than 3 classes, and I can only see 3 classes at one time. So I'm going to come over here under My Active Sites and click on the drop down, and then here I can see my 160, BUSN 160, and so now it made that tab active. Okay, so when I click on the BUSN 160 tab, I come to this home page where I am right now, and it just has the title of the class. And over here on the right hand side, if there are any recent announcements, they will show up here, and if there are any recent chats in the chat room, they will show up down here. But that's really all this screen is used for. The next place that we want to go in Laulima is I want to show you the syllabus. And so this has all of the information that you need to know about the class. It has the dates. We're going to run from November 6th through December 11th. This is an online class. It has our course description, the required texts. If you need any online resources, if this is your first distance learning class and you need additional help, these are resources that you can turn to. Okay. What else? We have our student learning outcomes. So what do we want to be able to take out of this class? And then here we have our grading system. What we'll be doing in this class is we will take online quizzes for each chapter, or let me say chapters 1 through 5. We will have case studies for chapters 1 through 5. There's a grade for participation, and so that's essentially if you communicate with your fellow students within the chat room. And then there are going to be 2 academic reports that are due, and those will be the last 2 weeks of class, and they will be about phone calls that you have made and phone calls you have received. Okay, so if I go down to where it says online assignments, I have the link to where you will take your online quizzes, and I'll go through that in just a minute, okay? But if you look down here at the bottom, here I have the course schedule. And so for week 1, we're going to be reading chapter 1. We can review the PowerPoint slides, which will help reinforce what you just read. We'll have our online quizzes for the chapter, and there are 2 case studies in the textbook that you'll be required to turn in. Okay, and so that's essentially the format of the class, except that the last 2 weeks there will also be a report due. Okay, so let me go ahead, before I leave the syllabus, let me go ahead and come up here and show you how to access the online quizzes. So you might want to bookmark this, this URL, or you can just keep coming back into the syllabus and clicking on this link. So if I click here on this link, it brings me to the Phone Skills website. So this is the companion website to our textbook. And if I come over here to the upper left-hand corner, I can see a tab that says Choose a Chapter. And if I click on that, I get a list of the chapters within the book. So I'm going to click on chapter 1, and then up here I can see under quizzes, I have a multiple choice quiz and a true and false quiz. And so you are required to do both of those quizzes, the multiple choice and the true and false. And don't worry, because they're both only 6 questions long. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the multiple choice quiz, and that comes up. So I would just go through and I would read the questions and answer. And when I'm done, I would come over here to the bottom right hand side and click on Submit Answers. Okay, and so then what it does is it goes ahead and grades the quiz for me automatically. And so you can see I got 3 correct and 3 incorrect. Okay, if I wanted to, I could go back and I could take the quiz again. Okay, and you're welcome to do that if you want to make sure that you get a perfect score. You can keep going back and try to figure out where you made a mistake and correct that mistake. Okay, so once you are done with the quiz, you come down here to the section where it says routing information, and you want to enter your name here in My Name. You do not have to put the section ID. And then you want to email the results to me. Okay, I would recommend that you mail them to yourself as well, in case for some reason I don't get them or it gets lost somewhere in my mailbox. So here where it says Me, that will be your email address. And here where it says My Instructor, that will be my email address. Okay, and I have that listed in the syllabus as well. So once you have entered my email address, then you just click on this, email the results, and I will get the results of your quiz. All right, so that's all pretty easy. That was the multiple choice quiz. If I go into the true false, it's the same thing. You just answer your questions and then come over here and submit your answers. All right, so that takes care of the online quizzes. Hopefully you'll find it pretty easy to use. So now I'm going to go back into the syllabus, and I think I've covered everything in here. So on your own time, please make sure you read through the syllabus and that you understand the course description and what the goals of this course are. Okay, next I'm going to go into announcements. And if you're watching this video, then you've already received your first announcement, which was the Welcome to BUSN 160. And so what I will do is every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, I will send out an announcement with a message saying that the assignment for the week is open. Okay, and also I might send out announcements if I have any comments that I want to make to the whole class. So announcements are just a way that I can broadcast to the whole class at one time. Okay, and so next I'm going to show you assignments. Well, wait, before I go there. So you've already looked at the welcome announcement. If I go and I look at assignment for chapter 1, it essentially just tells me that the assignment is now open. Okay, and so I'm going to now go into the assignments, and I'm going to look for the chapter 1 assignment. Now I have all 5 weeks worth of assignments already set up, and so if you want to work ahead in this class, you're definitely free to do so. Okay, but do keep in mind that each week, each assignment does have a specific due date, okay? And I don't accept late assignments. So unless you set something up ahead of time with me to make arrangements to turn something in late, I will not accept them after the due date, okay? So like I said, you can work ahead if you like, but make sure that you do get the assignments done by the specific due date. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my assignment, and I'm going to click down here. My screen's a little bit different than yours since I have an instructor view versus the student view. So I'm going to click down here. So this gray area is what you would see in your view. And so here I have the assignment for the week, read chapter 1, view the PowerPoint slides, complete and submit the online quizzes, and complete and submit the case studies from Chapter 1. Okay? And the way that you can do that to submit the case studies is you can either type here in this text box, or you can create a separate document, let's say a Microsoft Word document or some other word processing document, and save it, and then you can add it as an attachment, and it will be attached then to this assignment, and I'll be able to see it. All right, so you can either type your answers here or as an attachment. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my assignment list, and so you can see that I have an assignment for each week, plus I have an assignment for Academic Report 1 and Academic Report 2. Okay, and I think that covers it probably for the assignments. And like I said, since they're already open, you have the opportunity that you can go in and take a look at each one of them. And although they are pretty much the same, but you can go in and look at the academic reports ahead of time just so that you know what you're going to have to be working on. Okay, next I have the Resources tab. And here I have a Word document which is essentially going over the same things I'm talking to you about right now. It's just a cheat sheet on how to use Laulima. And then I have the PowerPoint presentations for chapters 1 through 5. And then I have 2 examples of academic reports. So if you haven't written an academic report before, when you get to weeks 4 and 5 and you have to turn in your reports, you might want to look at one of these, one or both of these, and use these as an example as to how you should format your report. Okay, next we're going to go to the chat room. And this is just an area where you can communicate with myself and the other students in the class. So you can throw out a question, you can make suggestions, you can make comments. So just have conversations with each other and participate. So I try to use this just to keep the entire class engaged. It's kind of hard sometimes with online classes to keep everybody kind of talking to each other. And so this is just a good way to very casually keep in touch with your fellow classmates. And it's really easy to use. You just come down here into the text box and type whatever you want to say, and then you click on Add Message. And then you can see that the message is added up here. Okay, and then next is the grade book. And so you will be able to see your grades as we go through the class. So if you want to keep track of how you're doing, just take a look in the grade book and you can track your grade. And then there's also a mail tool in Laulima, but there's also the UH email, and that's probably just as easy, if not better, for you to use. All right, so I think that covers it. Once you are done in Laulima, then you want to come up here to the upper right-hand side and click on Log Out. And then you're done. So if you have any questions or if you're confused on anything, please feel free to contact me. It's a very short class, and so if you get behind it all, it's going to be really hard to get caught up. So if you're wondering how to do something and you don't quite understand an assignment, then please just let me know. I check email several times a day, so I usually have a pretty quick response. So just let me know if you're having any trouble, and I'm happy to help you. Okay? I hope you have a great 5 weeks.